Hello, people of the world! This is Jason is Lost, Japanese Culture, Adventure, and of course, Gundam. I'm back here today with the review of the Master Grade Zaku II 2.0 Robert Gilliam Custom. I hope you've watched the unboxing of this kit, my previous video, and here I am with the kit built and a chance to talk about how much I love it. This is a premium Bandai kit. This came out in 2016. Premium Bandai meaning it was an exclusive limited sell from Bandai themselves, online or at their Gundam stores, consequently very rare, and especially outside of Japan. And in fact, there are no other videos on YouTube regarding this kit. The proxy buying site Buyee sponsored me to have some kits sent over from Japan. If you're curious about that and the buying process, do check out my previous video on that. So the kit itself is amazing. As I mentioned in the unboxing video, this is the first Master Grade I've built after starting with some high grades, and I'm so impressed. The build process was such a great experience that I savoured. The base Zaku II 2.0 is known as a standout kit for its build process, the articulation and posability, how solid it is, and the gimmicks, and there's no surprise that they've made so many variants of it. We'll go into a lot more detail, but I think the most valuable info I can give you is why I chose this kit and why I chose it over other kits in particular. Compared to some of the high-grade kits, this kit doesn't feel like there's any expense spared. There are so many details, there's no hollow areas, it's very sturdy, and the colours are great. It's strikingly unique compared to the other Zaku kits. I really love this contrast between the blue and this creamy banana yogurt colour. It's certainly the brightest Zaku kit I've seen, the most unique. In fact, that will be the question for this video. Which Zaku colour out there is the best? What's the most unique? And what should I be checking out next and building for a future video? Please comment that below. Also, I'm not a builder or a customizer. I want something to look this great out of the box. This is a recolor of the widely available Johnny Ridden custom, and you could easily buy that and paint it if you so feel, but I saw this and I fell in love with it. I thought it was ideal. Also, I'm not a toy collector, nor do I like traditional robots or mech models or anything that looks too much like a Transformer, but I am a huge fan of odd, unique models. The retro mono-ice suit of armour look of the Xeon mobile suits like the Zaku will have me choosing that over many of the typical Gundam suits very often. I'm not looking for a toy to play with, but I want something that looks statuesque and can stand very solid and imposing, the huge beam bazooka being a big selling point. I should add that I haven't really done anything to the kit. I have used a Gundam marker to pick out all the accents and panel line all the lines and dots and grooves and stuff. I've also taken a silver marker to the back of the backpack here. I thought that added a little nice touch. That's the red foil sticker that came with the kit, and everything else is just it looking fantastic on its own. Now, a common theme with these premium Bandai kits is having extra parts left over, and I'll mention the standard accessories in a moment, but first, as the original kit is a solid red, this is a recolor and there are lots of duplicate parts. What we do have here is the rear of the backpack in solid blue, instead of the black that's used on the kit here. We've got a couple of the front parts and rear parts of the waist in the blue, again instead of the black that's used on the kit. With the piping, there's four of the black piping parts in extra, and also the end of the connector for the tubes as well. There's two of those. The shoulder side of the body in black there, and also parts for the rear of the backpack fins there in black, and that's where they connect. We've also got the skirting in black, all of the skirting in fact, and also the rear of the skirting, front of the skirting, all of the midriff there in black. We've also got a one of the shoulders in the creamy banana yogurt colour. Only the one, but that's there if you wanted to customize it. We've got these duplicate blue parts. I believe they're inside the leg armour. We'll get to that in a bit, but these are duplicate as well. They go on the inside. There's this part in grey. I've got no idea what this is, but it's on the Zaku inner frame parts. We've also got, for the arms here, There's 2 parts for the end of the arms. These for the wrists there. And there's 4 parts here. 4 parts. These will replace both arms of the upper arms. So what you can do with all those parts that I just had there, you could do the arms in all blue if you wanted. And now the accessories that come with this kit. First of all, we've got the heat hawk, pretty standard for many of the Zaku kits. On each side of the handle there, you'll see a little notch. That actually matches with a peg that's on the inside of each of the hands. We've got the Zaku rifle with the scope that moves side to side there. There's a handle here that moves left and right as well. The ammo pack does actually come off, and if I can pull that off, might be tricky. Cut to, when I do it, I said cut to, oh my god, okay, that took far too long. But the top does come up, and if you want to paint those, you've actually got the rifle bullets on the inside. That goes back on there, that goes back on there. And again, you've got a notch there for the inside of the hand. Both sides as well, that's pretty cool. We've got a Zaku bazooka. Again, you've got a handle. Oh, okay. We've got the Zaku bazooka. There's a secondary handle here that moves back and forth there. There's a scope that moves back and forth as well. There's a scope cover that opens up, that pops open. And there is a clear piece that goes inside, I think, but I haven't used that yet. We'll get to that in a bit. The handle, it's only got slots for use in the right hand, but there is 2, so you can have it over the shoulder or under the shoulder. So there's a bit of variety there, and you can grip the thing with the hand in the left hand if you want. It will sit in there. And here we are, here's the main event. This is the giant Zaku bazooka. This thing is really cool, it's huge. This is, yep, bigger than the kit itself. Really cool. This is, well, it has a secondary handle there that moves back and forth. The scope as well moves back and forth. There's a little cover for the scope as well. Another clear part goes inside, but I haven't used that yet. There's a moving part on the end as well. And the trigger handle there, again, only slots for the right hand, but again over the shoulder or under the shoulder there, they'll fit in there, and you could probably grasp it pretty well with the right hand if you wish as well. Additional parts as well, you've got this little handle here. This is for the heat hawk and will allow you to store it on one of the holes either side of the skirt armour. And of course there's a base adapter as well, which just slots onto the bottom of the undercarriage. You also get a head, a plain head, so you can just have a regular Zaku grunt type. There's also a different antenna for the top up there that I've got on there. I think the one I've got there is the commander one. That is, oh, I don't know. But there's also a second pilot figure. There's one in there at the moment in the cockpit. And there's a standing one there. And we also have a load of clear parts here. There's one for the rifle, one for each of the bazookas. I haven't used these yet. I think this will be a great opportunity to use the pink Gundam marker. I need to fill in the mono clear part as well, and I think this will be ideal. I'm going to do a little video about the effectiveness of this, so stay tuned for that. And we have a couple of stickers here, just one that I've used on the rear of the backpack that you've seen, and there is one, a holographic one for the mono but again I've left that off because we're going to take a look and see how effective that pink Gundam marker is on the mono there. We'll see how cool that looks. And of course, being a P-Bandai kit, we've got a load of water slides, not just stickers. We've got this black one here that will go on the nose of the helmet to aid in the colour separation there. Loads of marking stickers, lots of things with the shield and stuff, and a few line stickers to accent the edges of the kit, which will look very cool in yellow. And lastly here we've got the instruction manual. This is for the original Johnny Ridden kit, which is red with a little bit of black. It's just a standard instruction manual, same parts, that's the parts list there, all the same instructions, some colour pages in the middle there, give you an indication of what the other kit looks like. and that's a picture of that on the back. But because it's a recolor and a P-Bandai, we have this. This is the one sheet giving you an indication of the duplicate runners and which colors to use from which parts to use, what's new for this release. And on the back there, a couple of different variations of what parts you use, and there's some instructions for all of the water slides, looking very cool. And so the articulation of the kit itself. These get a bit tedious. These are pretty standard for every Gunpla review video on YouTube. But seeing as this is the only review video of this kit on the site, I think it's worth going through it. So we'll start with the head. This will go through 360 degrees if you really want it to. These 2.0 kits, as I mentioned, you turn the head and the mono eye will turn to face where it's looking. It's very, very cool. And the arms here, I'll take these out. The armour of both shoulders will come out, will spin, will go wherever you want it to. There's all sorts of joints in there. The other side as well even has a little bit of a clip just to secure it when it's in there. And you can take it out, you can spin it all around. Gives a lot of room for the bazookas when you're using those. Both arms come out from the shoulder forward on the joint there, and they have ball joints there to give you a lot of movement. They'll also go up pretty far, again moving the armour out of the way, over 90 degrees there, swivelling at the upper arm. And one of my favourite things here, the elbow not only goes at two joints, so pretty much 180 degrees there. If you see here, look at the way the shoulder stays in place there, and you've even got a piston on the inside that appears when you move the shoulder, or the elbow rather. And at the lower arm here, this is really cool. This is the slightest of movement, but it adds a little bit of a cartoon accuracy there to where that moves there. At the wrist, there is a ball joint, and the hands there, we've got the thumb, that's all one piece. The index finger is, how many is that? That's two pieces there. The other three fingers come as one piece, joint with the two joints there, but they can also be split into three. Just cut them down between them, and you can have all five individual fingers there. The waist isn't too movable. There's a bit of a crunch if you go forward. You can pull it out a little bit and go a little bit more forward and back, but there's not really any side to side. Very movement restricted by the skirt armour there. The skirt armour here is pretty movable. The two front ones here are actually on ball joints. They'll go all the way up there and have a bit of freedom of movement. The side here will actually curl around here to the back, exposing just how much movement there you've got on the leg. The rear moves quite a bit, gives you plenty of room. Doesn't have the connector to fit in the one of the bazookas there, just because it assumes you're going to have the large backpack on there. The legs here, as you can see, move very far up to the side, and the tubes aren't popping out yet. Usually they're a bit delicate, but we're doing all right. That will go up there, very high kick up to the front there, over 90 degrees, and we'll go back as well, very, very far. Down at the knee here, the knee has another awesome mechanic, but you can't really see it because it's very restricted by all the extra armor here. Usually the Zaku kits here, especially the inner frame is amazing, and the typical Zaku can do really well here, but because of this, it's very restricted. At the ankle here, the ankle, I love the movement here. You've got this front part of the foot which moves along with all of the movement here. Under there in the frame, you've got some pistons and stuff, and moves pretty well side to side, and an angle there. We've also got a toe bend that will go up all the way there, and it will go back slightly as well. And the verniers there, the thruster bells here, these are on a couple of joints that just give you a bit of extra movement. And the backpack here, these thruster bells on a couple of things here as well. They move around, and you've got these fins here that move as well. Oh, you've got the fins here underneath here as well. As you can see, there's a lot of extra little details that you might not be able to see that clearly, but there's a lot going on. And I'll point out the gimmicks as well. On the front here we have the cockpit, which will open both sides. Get that there. Wrong side. That's 50-50 chance. There we go. And you'll see inside there's actually the blue pilot figure sitting inside. And what we can do is take off the backpack. Did have to take off the tubes there, but we'll slide off the backpack. And you'll see on the rear here, there is a little lever here. And that will actually switch the side of the pilot. Now, he is on the other side there, you can see. And we can move him different sides. And I mentioned how restrictive the lower leg is because of all this extra armour. But what you can do, I will take out the tubing here on this side. And on the back here, you can slide off these panels. And look, already there's all this extra detail that you wouldn't have seen before. The black accents here with extra tubing, and here all these very delicate little parts here. These are, I'm pretty sure I lost a couple of these, so keep an eye out for those. And also this part will come out as well. There we go, and there's even more. What you can do is then pop the tubing back in, and you've got a little bit more of a smaller area there that will come up a little bit further, 90 degrees about, and you've also got a little bit more accent there as well. You can see the fins there, and the thruster bells have a bit more movement as well. And there we are. I will simply reiterate that this kit is a joy to build, and it looks fantastic out of the box due to its unique colours. Highly recommended if it appeals to you. I also have many more Gundam kits coming up, so please stay tuned for those unboxings and reviews. I also film my travel videos and vlogs based around my life in Japan, so if that appeals to you as well, please do subscribe to my channel and click that bell to stay up to date and get notifications. Your liking of the videos really helps me, and do comment below with what Zaku kit I should be building next. I do read every one of your messages. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.